Just to make sure I'm out of the way.
What's that?
I was just making sure I'm out of the way.
You're in, no problem. Hi,
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Jim, you're recording right now. Just, okay.
That was my impression too. Is that they were gonna try to
may
say,
be here, we may not.
maybe they just looked at it.
I'll be right back. Check. Wait, you're recording. Okay. Do you want to call to order?
Okay. Yeah, because we're
Okay.
still exchanging title documents. Maybe it's gonna- I'll have to. Yeah.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here today. We got a couple guests with us today. I think everybody knows Dennis. And Dennis knows everybody here. We have Bud Gladstone, who's supervisor for the town of Andes. Do you know everybody? Do you want us to go around the table?
Not everybody.
Okay, Andy?
Andy Matviak, mayor of the village of Sydney.
Glenulus.
Tabitha Byam.
You know me?
Evan. We're going to Stanford. You know who I am.
Okay.
He's probably saying, hi, how you sit next to me.
What we're gonna do today, you'll notice there were some changes on the agenda that came out. We've got some business items that we have to take care of, and we're gonna take care of them right now. And my goal is to be all over and done with the business meeting by 12 o'clock. And at 12 o'clock, I think we'll take a little break, and Tabitha's going to be ordering some lunch for us and so forth. And then once we get our lunch ready to go, we'll have a working lunch and move right on into the session where we do our planning and strategic development for the economic development department. So we're changing things around a little bit, and we may run a little late on getting out of here, but
Let's try and keep it to like an hour and a half.
Yep.
Time, so we'll be done by 1:30.
That's-
And if we have to do it 2 or 3 times in total, that's fine.
Yep.
But we can't let it take the entire.
no,
hour.
no, we just
It
got
is
to,
Friday.
And yeses are quicker than nos.
What's that?
Just throwing out yeses are quicker than nos.
Really? Because that's 3 letters versus 2.
Mine, those are quicker than you guess.
Not when I Yeah, you two can't sit together.
You're a parent, you know, no comes
Yeah.
first.
All right, once we start doing loans, you have to move. You can't sit together.
okay, we'll start out with I'd like an approval for the draft minutes from March 25th.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
discussion, all in favor? Opposed. On the financial report, any questions on the financial report for Glenn?
I can go through some, on which ones? The treasure, did you want to?
Treasurer's report.
Yeah, just one thing I wanted to bring up there is under owed by Friesland Campina, we received that funding yesterday. Yesterday. That was the final amount due to the IDA from past invoices.
Okay.
So they're all set.
They're current.
Also, this is kind of both IDA / LDC, you know, our savings account with the Bank of Cooperstown. That 200,000 that is there is pledged towards the IRP 5, which we haven't been formally approved for yet, but Senator Schumer's office called Evan last week for a quote for the award that we were getting for IRP 5. So that with the 200 here and what we're getting there, that would create a new $950,000 loan fund under the LDC.
Fantastic.
Very
Good
nice.
job.
Well done, guys.
Yeah, real good.
Although Tab probably did it all for you.
Only the hard stuff.
That is good news.
That's fantastic.
Okay, any questions on the loan report?
So we had one that we had listed as on the market. It's line
46?
18 on the IDA.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Are we also continuing to pursue the foreclosure? We had talked about that and I thought we started it.
I don't think we started foreclosure. I thought we were gonna wait to see how selling went. So Evan, you want to give a quick update on that?
Yeah, so he, 18 has been making small payments. Now they're going to, last I talked with them, which was a month or two ago, they're gonna start renting out the apartment of that building and start making actual regular payments back to us.
Okay.
I think it was May 1st is when they're gonna get back up for their payments and still try to sell the property for a good amount of money.
He wants us to go into executive
So
session.
he has that wrench in our mortgage.
Yes, if we go to the next step, we could have them come right to us.
Do you want to go into executive
If he
session
doesn't
for the
pay, we
loans?
can-
No, we're just gonna stick with the numbers for this. Oh, for,
The 3 loans.
yes, we'll have to. Yeah, okay, so let me just go down quickly. Number 4, they pay in bunches. Our first bunch will be next week. I spoke with her today. 7, 6 is just, late, it's not out of the ordinary. 7 and 8 is a work in progress. 15, Jim, do you want to mention 15? Because you talked to.
Yeah,
the owner.
I talked to him and he's still waiting for the court to move on the settling of his brother's estate. So we're still up in the air on that whole thing. He can't sell anything. It's all got a lien on it and it's tied up. It has been moved to a federal court. And he feels that now that it's moved to a federal court, that something will happen on it.
Does the buyer still want to get in there?
The buyer is still there. The buyer is, as he told me, hanging on by a thread. Because
So
it's
what's the
taken so
opportunity
long.
to create a lease with the buyer, so the buyer's actually in operating things. That's part of the issue was, we thought the buyer was a better operator than the owner is.
The buyer's attorney is very cautious about moving forward
Yeah.
when the property is tied up in this estate and it's going through the court system. So he's not willing to make that move. Because it involves him moving a lot of assets from another state.
So I deal with 3 other businesses very similar to that, and they all had very good 21s and are doing very well in 22.
I understand that a lot of frustration there and he may, he said the buyer is still in the picture and he checks in with him every couple of weeks. But yeah, he's getting antsy.
And the buyer has looked at places in multiple counties throughout the southern tier, and this is still the only one he likes.
Right?
Okay, number 16, they're in the process of catching up and they are going to be switching over to auto pay. 18 we discussed. 22, they're located over in Sydney. They've been having issues. They're essentially being told that their business is not going to be able to operate the way they want it to operate in Sydney, and they are looking at alternative locations. Half the partnership is very interested in looking at alternative locations. The other half said wants to pursue the line of make me stop. So there's some stuff to be worked out there. But
That property, by the way, is in the town city, not in the village.
yes, yes.
We don't blame you.
Yeah, switching over to, are there any questions on IDA? All right, switching over to the LDC. Number 10, They're in process of catching up, making 1 1/3 payments each month.
Are they on auto, they're not gonna be on auto pay or?
They are.
They are on
Yeah.
auto pay, so we're adjusting their payments to take a little bit more. They had an issue, they switched banks, and so they missed a couple payments while we were figuring that out.
That may not be their only issue, so just stick tight to that one.
Yeah. Number 12, that's just, they're working that off. We've talked about that a lot. Number 14, we received a payment this week. They're one behind. They are a candidate for switching over to auto pay. Evan's going to be reaching out to them. Number 29, again, payment received this week, but again, they're an excellent opportunity to switch to auto pay. 38, just that one is being referred to our attorney. We just haven't had much progress on that. Number 46, there is a buyer who is slow moving. They've got some benchmarks for moving forward. May 9th for financing, May 23rd for a closing. There's a $50,000 non-refundable deposit down on the property.
Bruce, that one affects Bud, so you need to show him.
And their attorney is the same as our attorney,
Yes, and I stopped in to see her yesterday,
okay?
and she is, yeah,
Putting 28 grand out of the 50 grand.
so, yes, so, yeah. And now I stopped in to see our attorney, and I asked her to have her client contact Evan, which he did right away. And so we're gonna have to put the screws a little bit to say proceeds of, if it goes and it becomes the non-refundable deposit, proceeds shouldn't be used to just catch us up. Proceeds should be used to take us out or take a huge chunk.
Right.
Yeah. That's it, unless there's questions.
Okay. And can I have any questions on the invoices that are listed? Okay, if not, can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report, to pay the bills, and to accept the loan report? I'll move. Second, all in discussion, all in favor? Right, thank you. At this point, I think we're going to have to go into executive session. Oh, well, you
I
wanna
can do some of the
do your
updates.
updates first. I'm
Yep.
sorry.
And I'm just gonna whip through these, just because, like we said, we've got a lot trying to go on. We can discuss some more. So our agreement with DRNC, I just wanted to give you an update on that. They've been paying for their past pilot payments. They've been paying with that. We're fully caught up. Tabitha just let me know today with their most recent payment. We will fully settle the past debt to the school. And by this fall, we will be done with this and settle their past debt with the town and county too. So that was a couple of years in the making, but we're approaching the finish line. I mentioned IRP 5. We've been working on this for a while, but we're submitting a proposal we submitted a proposal to New York State Homes and Community Renewal regarding CARES Act funding. We're going to be seeking up to $950,000 through that. Substantially lower than we thought, but with time delays and stuff, and at their insistence, we've cut our want by about half. But we are most likely going to follow that up with another separate program through them as well. There'll be more to come on that. Tiberio Custom Meats, we're still working with them on a weekly basis. They're working with Pursuit, which was formerly NYBDC, as the primary financing. Working with John King there. That's going to ramp up this week. They're still interested in the 2-acre Walton Industrial Park.
They're back to that.
They're back to that because with inability to find a suitable site in any place else in the county, which we've been working on for a long time. And with personal needs in terms of where they want their residents to be. It's going to be a split model where slaughter, age, half quarter will occur in one location in Delaware County. Cut and wrap will occur in a separate location in the Hudson Valley. That's the model that we're working on right now.
And Kate's helping you with that, right?
They were not interested in being involved. There was, yeah. So I just had a good call with him today. We've got a pretty good plan going forward. Just throwing it out that he's still interested in the industrial park. This could be long or this could be short. The pipeline, let's start with Delhi Sewer Works Corporation, since you guys are the primary shareholder of that. We need to hold, I want to hold a quarterly meeting with the members of the Delhi Sewer Works Corp, update on them on some few things. We are going out to the industries with the revised user agreement. It's been a little frustrating that there's been no communication on the terms of the prior user agreement. And then 9 months after, we find out that one of the big issues, prepayment, is just a non-starter with them against corporate policy, blah, blah, blah. So we're revising the user agreement to try to make it more acceptable to them, but yet allow us, the Delhi Sewer Works Corporation, in my opinion, to be financially sustainable. Right now, we're not. Right now, we're a little over, well, about $42,000 in the hole. And
Where's that money come?
for the IDA right now.
So we should be showing that as a.
I was
account
going to,
receivable.
I was gonna put it here, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Are they paying rent or interest to us on it?
So this, in my opinion, is a dangerous area for us to get into. They want to pay on the basis of invoices. And that, in my opinion, endangers the Sewer Works Corporation and therefore the IDA, because that leaves them the ability, if it's my Delhi Sewer Works Corporation's obligation to maintain service, yet they have final approval over the bills I incur to provide that service, and can cherry pick and say, oh, no, we're not going to do that. Oh, we're, you know, then that's a non-starter. And that's the last couple of weeks, we've had some tense exchanges over email with the people I'm dealing with both companies. And because of that, they've reached out to Jim as a more level-headed person than me. But so that's something where I feel we can't get into, and I've talked to our attorney about, is we can't provide itemized lists of our expenses. You know, when, you know, I pay my electric bill, NYSEG doesn't put on there how much they paid for boots for their linemen. You know, I'm not getting into that. We provide a service. This is what the service costs. They'll get a monthly service charge, and they'll get an extra charge for a surcharge for anything that's not covered in the normal operations. And that's how we're moving forward. That's my intention of how we'll be moving forward, but it's still a work in progress.
No, my question was, is the sewer corp paying the IDA interest on the money we're loaning?
Ken?
We should, and then bill it to them. When we're taking working capital away from the IDA to float that until we can come to an agreement, and if they're gonna pay invoices like due, you have to have cash in-house to.
Yeah, I think we can address that at a future date. I think at this point, you're talking about throwing gasoline on a fire,
Okay.
and let's not do that.
Let's get the agreement first. Let's keep it
Right.
out of lawyers' hands as best we can.
Right, but the big thing is, and I agree with Bruce, and in my opinion, why it shouldn't be an issue is they don't get to dictate how a private corporation works. We set a fee, and this is what I talked to them about. This is our service. This is what we charge for it. If you don't like the service we provide or the price we do it, find a new service provider. We will relinquish our franchise. If you want to find a new service provider, that's when they reached out to Jim.
Better yet, we'll sell it. to you.
We have a new operating agreement from our attorney, which Glenn is reviewing right now. Once Glenn reviews the operating agreement and if feel comfortable with it, Glenn and I are going to start meeting with the various plant managers.
Yeah.
And I think that by meeting directly with the plant managers, we can get more done than by going through our conference calls with 8 attorneys on the line at the same time. Like, that just goes nowhere. And that's where what happened to the last user agreement that Kevin Young filed on our behalf was it got in the hands of 8 attorneys on the conference call, and that was it. So
Are the two companies working together, or are they still kind of apart?
there's sort of a part.
They cooperate well against the sewer works.
It depends on it depends on the target.
They work together well in that way.
It's like you gotta make an agreement with one of them. Get one of them on the paper, then the other guy's left hanging.
Mhm.
That's kind of my
Yeah.
thought here.
So it's a work in progress. I think we're gonna get there. It's just, it just takes a lot of time. In the meantime, in a positive note, we did, there was a lateral break that the IDA assumed responsibility for that served Swartsfield Specialties that has been repaired and fixed as of 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evan was there one day, I was there the other. Having fun.
Our line construction crew.
Can't afford 2 pair of boots for these guys. You gotta share the boots.
Yeah,
They probably need waiters.
Glenn does quite well with his own boots.
yes,
You don't wear a suit down there, do you?
no, yeah, no, because it's never nice weather, so when things happen. And then just lastly, under updates, unless there's other questions, is just update on where we stand with Kmart.
Yeah, so we signed that. It wasn't a sale agreement, but
It's a term sheet.
a term sheet with them, and we're all happy with the terms, more or less. So we're moving forward with that.
We're exchanging title related documents and things like that.
I'm sending them some title documents,
325.
300,
300.
300, and I'm showing them the inside for the first time next Wednesday.
Got a non-refundable deposit on that one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, my code enforcement officer told me that they ran and applied for a permit to tear that building down. He told me that
Yeah, he
just on
just told me
Tuesday.
that now.
Yeah, on Tuesday, so I can follow up with that.
Right answer.
Yeah, which is what we felt all along they would have to do.
Good, that would be good to get that on the tax rolls.
Great.
Anything else you want to know about?
No, I'm good. We've got a loan come here that we have to deal with, and then we have 2 loans under the LDC. Can we go into executive session to discuss the loans? Do all 3 of them, and then we'll vote on the resolution. So,
Second.
all right. Thank you. Okay, we're back out of executive session. Under the IDA meeting, we have a
That's got moved to the LDC.
loan submission from Butterfield's Cafe.
Jim, we actually moved that to the LDC now.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Well, or that's what I
Yes.
believe, yes.
Yeah.
All right,
that's the
then,
intention.
right. Any other old or new business under the IDA?
I would like to-
I have a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Thank you. And
Second.
We'll open the LDC meeting. And I'd like a motion to accept the draft minutes from March 25th.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion on the treasurer's report, the invoices and the loan report for the LDC. Glenn gave that earlier.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we have 3 loans that we talked about under executive session. Butterfield Cafe for $100,000. Have a motion on that.
Do you want to make that motion?
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The Hidden Inn loan for $100,000 was discussed. We have a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll-
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the Hushco Scotts Valley Ranch loan request. They have a motion on that.
I'll move to decline.
I'll second.
Second, any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Any other old or new business for the LDC? Then I have a motion to adjourn the LDC. Thank you. Anybody wants to take a break? Feel free. I believe